Hello everyone, welcome back to day 6 of ServiceNow Fundamental series. In this video, today I'm going to introduce UI policies, the first and one of the most powerful no-code customization tools in ServiceNow. UI policies allow administrators to control form field behavior dynamically based on some conditions or filters without writing any JavaScript. You will learn how to set fields as mandatory, read-only or hidden show, visible, and build multiple real-world UI policy examples step by steps in the PDI. So today I'm going to cover what is UI policy, where to access UI policy, and what are UI policy actions, real examples, making the things like mandatory fields, show or hide fields, read only on state change. So before going to the demonstration, let's see the definition. What is UI policy? A UI policy is a client-side customization tool in ServiceNow that dynamically controls field behavior on form based on conditions you define. It runs in the browser client side and applies only to the fields on the forms, not to list views. So when a condition is met, the UI policy can make fields mandatory, read-only, hidden or visible, all without any scripting required. Again, a UI policy is a no-code. So it's a client-side tool which dynamically controls the field behavior. So, yeah. Why do we need UI policies? So forms often have fields that are only relevant under specific circumstances. For example, a resolution code field is only meaningful when an incident is being closed, right? Let me open the incident table and I'm opening this one of the incident request. If you see here, if I go with this, for now, when the state is new, we don't have any related list or anything mandatory apart from caller and short description, right? If I go this resolved, right? See, resolution information, you can see this star became mandatory. If I again just change this to in progress or something, you can see resolution information is not mandatory. So this is the reason why do we need this UI policies. This resolution code field is only meaningful when the incident state is being closed or resolved. If we show it for every new incident would clutter the form and confuse the users. Why we need to put the resolution code when the state is in progress or when the state is new, right? So UI policies allow administrators to hide irrelevant fields and it will surface whatever the required ones at the right moment and prevent users from editing fields that should be logged once certain conditions are met. All of this improves data quality and user experience. So the key characteristics are it runs on the client side, no server round trip required, okay, applies only to form views, not list views. No coding required, everything is configured through drop downs and checkboxes. This contains two parts: when to apply the condition and the UI policy actions. That means what happens when the condition is met. Okay, can be set to a specific table or applied globally across related tables. And it supports a script tab for advanced logic when no code configuration is insufficient. So to access the UI policies, we have three ways to open the UI policies. That means the multiple ways to access UI policies in ServiceNow giving you flexibility depending on whether you want to see all policies across all tables or only those for a specific table. The global axis is where navigator itself. Here in the navigation panel, just search for UI policies. Right? Under system UI, just scroll down. Under system UI, you can see this UI policies. You can open from here. So this shows all like UI policies, all the something around 3000 plus policies across all tables in the instance. You can open UI policies from the list view as well. If I go here, like I just open the incident list, you can open any tables list, right? So I'm just opening this column options, and you can see this configure, right? Under configure, you can see here under client scripts UI policies. You can click that. So these filters to policies for that, only for that incident table only. That is the reason it is showing the 16 as a count, and you can see the filter. The table is equal to incident or incident comma task. And third way is from form view. As I already opened one record, right? If I click this three dots and again same on the configure, you can see this UI policies. Again, this is also table specific view only. Okay, let me open the UI policy. So while that opens, just understand the UI policy structure, like the fields to understand, like what are the fields. So here we have this section, we have this table, short description. I will be discussing those things later. You can see this when to apply section. So the when to apply section is where you define the condition under which this policy activates. If you leave this blank, the policy applies always. Okay. If you add a condition, for example, let me again open the incident table, or let me go back from here only. And I'll be back with category field. So if you see, the category field is right. So if I'm putting the condition category is database, then the policy only activates when that condition is true. If I left that to blank, okay, so the policy, the UI policy applies always, it runs always. Okay, so let me give here the table as incident. Okay, short description is state is, sorry, not state, category. Let me check for category, what are the categories we have. Okay, database is there, right? So I'm giving the condition is category is database, and let me save this. So here we have script section also. For complex thing we can go with this. I'll be demonstrating that in further classes. Okay, if you scroll down, you can see this UI policy actions section. So the condition like when to apply you are defining here, right? After defining here, for example, you are telling category is database. So what happens if the category is database? That should be defined under UI policy actions. So this section is where you define what changes to make when condition is met. For example, for each field you add as an action, you can set three properties. One is mandatory, one is read only, and other is visible, like true or false. There is one more like drop down. When we select true false, there is one more drop down called leave alone. Leave alone means this policy does not touch that property for that field. Okay, so I'll show you the demo. So let's take the use case. Now I'll begin with the hands-on example. Setting color and short description. We can see here. Setting color and short description as always mandatory. So out of the box, ServiceNow already includes a UI policy that sets the color and short description as mandatory for all incidents. So uh, as I showed you from the list view, right? Let me duplicate. So let me search for the UI policy which is already there, the out of the box, right? Mm, where is that? If you see here, set color field. So this is the out of the box UI policy. So they have given the table as incident and short description, set color field mandatory state for new records. So when to apply? Maybe it's caused by change is not empty or origin table is one of this table. That means you are whenever you have this new record created either from incident table, change request table, or that alert table. Okay, you are telling mm, a script, I guess they have written. So they are telling this mandatory caller ID should be false if it is new record. I guess this is not the one. Let me go back to the list. Okay, let me create this whenever this category. Okay, let me show you this thing only. Whenever this category is database, okay, I want assignment group of the of that incident should become mandatory. Now assignment group is not mandatory, right? There is no star as we are seeing for this color and short description. Right? Whenever the category is database, assignment group should become mandatory. So I'm just going here, click UI policy action. I'm selecting the field name. What we need? Field name should be assignment group. So I want that to be made mandatory. Okay. Here is the other option. I'm talking about this leave alone. Leave alone means this policy does not touch that property for that field. Means visible and read only. It will not check only. Okay, it will. I'm doing only the mandatory. So let me submit this. If I refresh here and let me change the category to database, you can see here, right? When I select, as we given the condition as category as database, then the assignment group should become mandatory. So this is what the client side. So I'm setting the assignment group mandatory when category is database. Then I'll go with hiding. Okay, next field. So with the same thing, let me bring this service field first. Okay, form layout. Service field I need. Okay, and that I'm bringing under subcategory. Okay, let me save this. Now we'll work on hiding and showing the field. So our requirement is whenever the category is database, I want the service field should to be hidden. So in the same UI policy, so our condition is same, right? When the category is database. So I'm just going and creating new. What is the field name we want to hide for? It is service field. This one we have selected, and we are not changing anything for mandatory and read only because we need this to be visible false. Visible false means we are hiding that. Submit this. So again refresh this incident form. Now you can see service field is there, right? If I select database, see the service field is hidden and assignment group became the mandatory. Now when I change the category other than database, service field is back and assignment group is not mandatory. Let's go with the third use case. So whenever the like categories again database, I want short description to be read only. Okay, so I can click here once again, new. Field name, what we need to be like read only, the short description field, right? Select the short description field. I'm not changing anything for mandatory and visible now, right? I'm going this read only to making true. That means we are making that not editable for anyone when the category is database. Once that is saved, yeah, it is here only, it is showing. Okay, so if you see now, the category is inquiry and help, and service field is there, assignment group is not mandatory, and short description is not read only, right? If I change this back to database, see, service field is hidden as we have the UI policy action written for that, right? And assignment group is made mandatory, and you can see, right, short description made this read only. So yeah, the key takeaways for this video is, or for this today's session is, UI policies are client side, no code form customization tool, or low code. Whenever the customization or complex customization is required, we have to go for scripting as well. They run in browser and apply only to the form views. Each policy has two parts. One is condition. We have seen, right, when to apply. One is condition, when to apply, and one is actions. This one, when to apply. This is one part, and second part is UI policy actions. So which that where the action controls, which is mandatory, read only, and visible properties for individual fields. UI policies cannot show or hide fields based on external data or apply to any API imports. These are only client side. That requires, if you want to hide or show fields or anything based on external data or apply to API imports, that requires data policy, which we can cover on further classes. So in next class, I'm going to cover the UI actions. So this tool used to create buttons, links, and context menu items on ServiceNow, forms, and list. So I will show you how to configure both client side and server side UI actions and build a custom form button from scratch. So let's meet in next video. Thank you.